Hey guys, what's up? Hello, Lord Ananas. How you doing? It's Thursday, time for some opening theory, and this is Chess960's week. So gotta do some Chess960 opening theory. I'm gonna play one game to warm up. I'm fine, thanks, Ananas. I'm so fine. Let's play some random moves. Okay, that's a slight threat that I should be a bit concerned about. Yet another slight threat. Some problems. I'm gonna lose a pawn here. He's doing it great so far. He didn't take it, which is weird. Okay, oh, my layout is horrible. 1 second. Is this better? Yeah, this should be better. What did he play? Castle. He castled. E3. I'm about to lose on time. I don't want to do this move. Let's not do it. I will not need to do it. Ahora sí se ve el tablero. Perfecto. Okay, knight here, bishop f2, and maybe a castle short as well. This is the longest short castle ever. Okay, and after this game we'll start talking about opening theory. So that sort of prevents d5. Need to do some move. Hello, Ani Pro. What is up? How are you doing? Are you ready for some crazy opening theory? I'm just creating hype because obviously I don't have any idea what I'm gonna do. The opponent offers a draw. No. Dum, dum, dum. I expected that. Yeah. Okay, this game looks great right now. Hey Metal Eagle, what is up? How you doing? Oh, he's pinning that. I didn't realize he was pinning. Now knight h6 defense. Anyway, this is completely winning. Ooh, he missed this move. I guess. Okay, good game, Metelitza. You're doing wonderful. That's good news. That's good to know. I'm doing fine. I'm strangely happier than usual today. Well, not strangely. Anyway, Chess960 opening theory. This is a tough this is a tough topic, guys. I will need probably a bit of your cooperation in the chat, because I think this topic makes no sense unless I try to share ideas and answer questions. So I don't have a clear roadmap for today's session, but I do have a couple of studies, I think. I didn't prepare much, I have to be honest. I didn't prepare much. But I prepared one thing and I had another thing, because if I remember correctly, we have a study on a very basic one, but on, let's see, my studies, not everyone's studies. 1 second. Owner Peplu 960. None yet. Okay. That's weird. I need to search for Chess960. Chess960. Let's take a random starting position by choosing a random number between 1 and 960 and then study that. Yeah, that's sort of one thing I prepared. So I have this study, Castling Rules in Chess960, that is public, I think, and I shared it a long time ago, but it's worth noting it, especially now that I just did the longest short castle possible ever in the previous game. Copy link address. Whoa, Ingle subscribed 2 months in a row. Nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Ingle, one more month, I think, converts you in a knight. Probably you pass from pawn to knight. I can't remember, but I think it's 3 months. Anyway, I appreciate the support, and I have to say I was I had a quick look at some of your games already. Maybe we can do one analysis session one day, maybe next week, if you're available. Okay, going back to the topic, I think it's worth remembering this study on castling rules. I think today is a good day to remember that study for those of you who have trouble with that. Some people tend to have trouble with that. Sometimes I even have trouble in standard chess, although it happens more in 960, because I try to castle short to the right and then I realize I'm black, not white. So anyway, yeah, have to pay attention to that. Definitely castling is one of the trickiest things in Chess960. I'm playing a tournament over the weekend and I got time the whole week. Just hit me up if you got time. Okay, cool. I have a busy weekend as well. So I'll reach you at some point after Sunday. Okay, so the thing I really did prepare, sort of prepared, and it's more or less what you say, Lord Ananas, is I prepared this study, Chess960 random positions, where I took a number of random positions. And I did something else, which is for each position, let me hide the comments. For each position, I analyzed with the stockfish. I analyzed with stockfish, and I just noted the 5 best moves for white according to stockfish, and the evaluation it gives. Because, as you know, there are some positions where white has more advantage than in others. So maybe we can learn something about that from random positions. And I'm gonna hide all those comments because I want us to think and then maybe compare with the stockfish, which it's inhuman anyway. So fix the board. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, thanks and sorry. Also, I would like to discuss, but maybe over the positions. Maybe we go over the positions, we can discuss that. So in these positions, I have, as I said, a comment with the engine's best moves, but what we also have in Lichess, and I think it's a very important tool and one we can use today, is the database. There are plenty of games. You pick any random position in Chess960 and there are plenty of games from that position in the database already, so you can see what strong players play from there. So yeah, studying openings for Chess960 is not as it's not something you will do by memory, of course, 960 positions, but you can definitely try to learn some things about some specific situations. Like, for example, this starting position we're seeing here, it's one of the worst when you have the bishops on B and G, I think, from what I understand. So yeah, maybe I was even considering to do some code, but I had no time this week. I was very busy, but I was thinking maybe I could even do some coding because it wouldn't be so difficult to do an analysis of the 960 positions against the stockfish and tell which ones are more favorable for white than others. For example, in this study, I don't recall which position is which, but I remember when I typed the evaluations that some positions is already plus 0.6 according to stockfish for white, and some other positions it's only plus 0.1. So we'll see some positions where white is even better than in standard chess, and some positions where black is even more equal than in standard chess. And maybe coding a bit and doing a more in-depth analysis on that could give us some hints on which features of the position affect that. Hey, Karmar. But anyway, the goal for today, OmniStar, thanks for the follow. My goal for today is not to do an exhaustive study like that. It would be impossible, but at least have some discussions over some positions, then maybe compare with what strong people play in the database and what the engine says. Hello, the big bad chess. What is up? Mashikso, thanks for the follow. And yeah, I just wanted to share a very initial insight on how to face the opening stage in 960, because I consider myself a good chess 960 player, at least as compared to other variants. It's not that I'm a strong player anyway, but this is one of the variants where I perform better, definitely. And I think it has to do with the fact that I tend to explore a lot of different openings when it comes to standard chess. Hey, Jim. And yeah, I think Standard chess is just a subset of Chess960, so the opening principles we know from standard chess, they're actually only one specific case of very main opening principles that I think you should apply in Chess960. We obviously want to fight for the center, we obviously want to develop our pieces in harmony, we obviously want to castle ASAP, we want the king to be safe in the opening, we want the bishops to have good diagonals, the knights to control the center, so many things don't really change. The best squares for the knights are c3 and f3, why not? Haven't played a lot of 960, but something that confuses me is, for example, when a bishop is opposite to the queen. What do you mean opposite to the queen, Jim? Like opposite in the way that if you have a queen on f1, you have a bishop on c1, something like that? Is that your definition of opposite? Oh, or you mean, sorry, you meant that, okay. I don't know why that specific situation is confusing. I think that okay, we'll maybe some of the positions we have here will feature that. This one doesn't. What is more confusing to me, if I have to say something, is there's some tricky positions when you have knight and bishops very close to the corner, so you fight to develop each other. Like for example, if you have a bishop on a1 and a knight on or the other way around, well, sometimes developing one you're killing the other and vice versa, so there are some tricky starting positions. Also, of course, it's very confusing, the castling. Even if you master the rules, which is not really hard because it's the same as standard chess, the fact that you can have the king, for example, here on c1, castling short might completely change the character of the position in regards to your king's safety. So that makes it sometimes harder for the attacker as compared to standard chess. Is the standard general rule first develop the knights and then the bishops true? Since some of the rules like don't develop your queenside bishop so early are nonsense in most of the cases. Well, I think that's not a good general rule. And how to say this? I think there are some certain goals you want to achieve in the opening. Fight for the center, develop your pieces, or at least activate them, and king safety. We can probably focus on those three, but you can think of many other things, of course. But if you focus on those three, we usually have the mindset of standard chess where there are very natural moves like pawn to e4, pawn to d4, because you do many things at the same time. You fight for the center and at the same time you develop your bishops. The problem in Chess960 sometimes you cannot do that. Sometimes to develop a bishop you need to move a lateral pawn, not a central pawn. And that means that if you fight for the center, then you're not developing your bishop. So in some positions you need to prioritize? You need to give more importance to one thing than others. Same as when in chess you give more importance to one thing than others in many positions. For example, if you're under an attack, you don't give importance to caring about the pawn structure. You care about fighting, defending, removing attackers, etc. Well, the same happens here. Sometimes, given some features of the position, you say, okay, this is a horrible bishop, I will focus on developing it, even if I don't immediately grab the center, because my opponent will have the same problem. And if I fight for the center, then maybe his counterplay, and if I fight for the center and he fights for developing, maybe his counterplay is going to be really, really annoying. So I will try to develop first. So yeah, sometimes you don't get a position where you can harmonize as well as in standard chess, so you need to focus on one thing or others. I usually focus on development because I prefer to have developed pieces and activity than having space. Couldn't you constantly attack the weaknesses left after your opponent's moves? Not sure what you mean with that. Well, one thing in 960 is that the position is symmetrical. So if your opponent has a weakness, for example, the starting position, it may be the case that there's some undefended pawn. In this case, there's no undefended pawn. But if that happens, if he has one, you have the same. So, hey Bush, sorry to interrupt, but what does your shirt say? I tomato my time? Yes, I tomato my time. It means I love my time, but it also means I pomodoro my time. Pomodoro technique. Have you played long 960 games? No, maybe the longest 15 minutes or so. In chess 960 it's also important to check for opponent's weak pawns because even in starting position he might have one. Yes, Karmar, but exactly what I was saying. If you have one, your opponent has one, and vice versa. 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes of rest, yeah, of break. Yes, exactly, Karmar. But not Facebook. I usually use my short breaks to keep thinking in what I was doing just without doing. I have seen Carlsen in the title 960 arena, and he did something quite interesting very often. The thing is, he started a lot of positions by making space for his queen. I think there must be something about this. Well, Carlsen is one of those guys who can master every position, so maybe it was just that day he decided to do that. Maybe another day he decides to develop first the rooks or the bishops, and he can get away with that. I mean, even in standard chess, he could play e4, queen f3, and defeat anybody. So, and sometimes he likes to have fun with shitty openings. So I wouldn't try to learn much from what he does. May make an initial move in the opening, but then after that attack the squares that become defended by one less weakness. Okay, so for example, if we think about things like fight for the center, develop the pieces, and king safety, sometimes you have positions where already in the starting position you have a better king safety than in standard chess, and this might be such a case. The king on c1 is a tiny bit safer than in the center. So sometimes, for example, in chess 960 you can decide not to castle because your king is already safe enough, and then you can focus your efforts in fighting for the center and developing pieces. Some of the times it's the other way around. Your king is in the center, and yeah. Sometimes, for example, you start with a rook, or maybe you start with rook, king, rook. That's the safest king ever. You shouldn't make the effort to castle, at least not in the first moves. So what is important in chess, it's also important in chess 960. Just you have a different position of the pieces, so some of the things you will need to give more importance than others. What I mean is that, for example, when you move a pawn, there is a weakness left, the square right next to the pawn itself. Yes, Mashik, so that's what happens in chess, just in chess. So in general, in the opening, both in chess and chess 960, you want to not make a lot of pawn moves, not only because you create weaknesses, but Also because in the opening, if you move a pawn, you're not moving a piece. So eventually you will be behind in development, maybe ahead in space, but behind in development, and that's usually a problem. So we generally try to push the central pawns in most openings in standard chess, because that's the best to develop our pieces. But here, for example, in this starting position, that's already tricky, because with this, even if we get what we could call the best center in chess, we wouldn't be developing any of the bishops. So for example, this is already a very strange position to compare with standard chess, because to develop these bishops, we need to push some of these pawns over here. Here, what to play, like f3? Yeah, I mean, unless you have a bishop in the corner, then it's easy how to develop. You usually need to choose the two diagonals that the bishop has. So you, for example, to develop the bishop on g1, I either play the f pawn, f3 or f4, or I'll eventually need to play h3, bishop h2, but that feels slow. Also, there's a bishop here, so need to be careful to develop in that diagonal. So what would be your guess on what's the best way to develop in this specific position, and what would you think the computer evaluation is? I tend to think that when you have problems, like you have a position where developing the bishops goes totally contrary to grabbing the center, like this position, I think the more problems you have in the position, the more equal the position should be. That's my opinion. Because when you already have a harmonic position and you can develop fast, I think that the extra tempo for white should count more. But in this position, I think, yeah, Jim thinks this is equal. I would tend to think that as well. 93. Well, 93, I wouldn't do that. Well, it blocks the central pawn, it blocks probably the bishop in the future, and the central pawn that is blocking, maybe we want to move it to develop our queen. What move? I think I have very clear which move I would do to start with here, but there are many moves actually that make sense. But I think there's one I like a lot. But before I tell you, tell me. So Jim says I'll play f3 or f4. Set up for white, a3, bishop a2, knight c3, f4, knight f3. Perfectly fine, Ananas. Big Bad Chess says f4. f4 would be my first move. I think f4 would totally be my first move. Well, one important thing here is that the knights can go to the natural squares already. So I like Anana's suggestion of going for bishop a2, so this knight can go to c3 immediately without waiting for the c pawn to move. But yeah, f4 achieves, in a position where we have problems to develop bishops, which tends to happen when we have bishops on b or g, in this case in both of them, I would usually give the most importance to that, to developing the bishops, at least one of them. And f4 makes a lot of sense, develops the bishop and also fights for the center in a way. there's also something to say about the copycat, especially in positions that are like this, like it looks equal, because it looks like both sides have a lot of problems. I think the copycat strategy is usually a good idea with black if you don't know what to do, or if you're playing against a strong opponent or something like that. It's really annoying for white to try to create something in a position with developing problems and his opponent just copying the moves, because he's copying basically your solutions for development. And obviously the best chance for white to create something against a copycat strategy is to create some break at some point that you can do and your opponent cannot, answer back with the same. 93 would cover a weakness, but so is bishop d3. I play Chess960 quite often, and one general rule that I have obviously observed to be true in Chess960 is that of developing in such a way that your bad bishop gets out of the pawn chain. So maybe after f4, if you cannot play e4 and must play e3, first bishop d4 should be played. Not sure. That's yeah, there are many different ways to develop, of course. I'm thinking that maybe I don't move the e-pawn at all, and I don't have the problem to develop the bishop in the future. I don't like, in general, I don't like getting my bishops out very soon, especially if they can be easily attacked by my opponent's knights, because I will give initiative to my opponent with that. And eventually we might have, even if we play e3, it's not that the pawn chain is totally blocked. Eventually we will be able to play d3, e4 in the future. The bishop is not going to be trapped or anything. Hey nobody, what is up? Tricky topic here. Okay, so f4 is my preferred move here. And we already discussed some ideas, and we think this should be close to equal. Now maybe it's time to see what people do, and what the engine says. So as I said, I have a comment here with the best moves according to the engine, and the best move is plus 0.3, so yeah, more or less what we thought. But the best move is d4, followed by c3 plus 0.2, f4 is 0.2, e4 is 0.2, so basically any move is good, and f3 is 0.1. So yeah, in a position where fighting for the center does not develop the bishops, I think both sides are going to be developing slowly, and yeah, and I guess that makes, I mean, the evaluations make sense that all moves with these pawns are more or less the same evaluation. I'm curious that d4 is the best according to the engine, but only by a very small margin. Let's see what people in the database do. Yeah, most people play e4 in this position. However, f4 has a better score. Are there positions that there is a clear advantage for white? If I remember correctly, in this set of random positions, I had one or two which was plus 0.6. So we'll get there. And I think there are others which are like plus 0.1 or plus 0.2. Can we trust Stockfish in the opening? Nah, I don't know. It's a purely tactical engine, right? Yeah, I mean, an engine is what it is. It will not tell us a very big truth. Maybe we shouldn't trust it at all. I don't know. Even in standard chess, there are many openings that are totally playable and the engine hates. So interestingly, F3 is the one that scores the best in the database. I think I'm filtering by 2000 or more. Let's filter even more. Only very strong people. Only 22,000 and ahead. All set. Yeah, very few games though. Now F3 doesn't score so well. C3 has a very good score, and E4 and D4 are played more. Okay, I don't like this position. Let's move on to the next one. No way. We have another position with bishops on B and G. Okay. I mean, I picked all these random positions with a random position generator. I think it was in chessgames.com or in some website. I saw a random Chess960 position generator, and I picked one after another, and then I ran Stockfish one after another. Therefore, I don't remember the positions, which is good. C4 looks solid. This looks horrible. Yeah, this looks... yes, nobody. We're doing 960 positions. Because this is Chess960 week, and every week I'm doing one variant. I'm doing arenas, I'm doing tactics, which in this case for Chess960 I just did regular tactics. And I'm doing a session of opening theory, but opening theory in Chess960, I don't know. So we were discussing some... all 960 positions, no. No, just I picked, let me see, 14 random positions. Would you play C4, D4, at least 96? But yeah, I said that if I had time today it's impossible, and I also had a very busy week, but I think if I have time, it would be very interesting to code a little program to run all the 960 positions against an engine. Again, not sure how can we trust the engine or which value that has, but at least it could tell us what are the features that make the engine think that one position is more equal than another. My theory is that positions where you already have harmony, like a move that controls the center also develops pieces, which happens in standard chess. I think that should benefit white, because white is one move faster. But that's all just my guess. I don't know. Maybe we could discover something like, if there's a knight on h1, white can never be much better than black. I don't know. I already forgot the previous one. Yeah, the previous one was with knights in the center, and the king was on c1. Hey, GHS. The king was already on c1. Here the king is totally in the center. So for example, in this position, if I want to fight for the center, I'll probably want to castle soon, which is something I was discussing earlier, that sometimes in Chess960 you start with the king in a position very close to the side of the board, so you can basically don't lose the time or the effort in castling because the king is already safe. So yeah, basically we apply the same rules as in standard chess, but given the features of the position, some are more important than others in some positions. So people say a lot of moves: d4, c4, g3, g4, g3, immediately grabbing the initiative. Oh, that's also a good point. In some positions, there are undefended pawns. So that's one of the first things you should look at, especially in bullet. Especially in bullet. Yeah, these pawns are weak and undefended. Problem is g3 a move you really want to do? Because maybe you don't want to do a move like g3 with the bishop on g1. And the problem is, if you don't want to do it, black defends, I don't know, c6 for example, defending and developing the bishop, and okay, maybe then you want to play f4, but if you're gonna do a move that threatens only one thing, be careful not to make a concession, just that. But yeah, g3 makes sense, g4 makes sense as well. Someone suggested c4, c3. I think d4 should be a move, maybe even e4, why not? I almost always start by taking the center, good old classic chess. Yeah, good call there. In this position we have the same problem as in the previous one, that developing the bishops, you cannot do it. You cannot do in one single move, occupy the center and develop a bishop like in standard chess. Here you have to take more moves if you want to develop the bishops and control the center, so it gets tricky. The topic setup for white: c3, d4, f4, g4, knight to b3, knight d3, long castle. e4 looks awful here. Does it? It does look awful? What's wrong with that? I want to play c3, d4. Maybe I'm just giving a contact point there, but maybe you're right. I have no idea. Blocks in the king side. What do you mean? That I'm blocking my bishop, or I don't understand blocks in the king side. Where's the queen going? I don't know. Maybe h4, queen h3. I have no idea where the queen is going. But yeah, you might be right. I mean, there are other moves that are immediately more obvious than e4. But I don't see a problem with e4. Okay. That's my problem sometimes with Chess960. I don't see a problem with any move until I see the problems. So let's see what do we have in the database, what people do play in this position. So people play knight ab3, interestingly. And g3 and d4 and also e4, and it's funny that e4 has a good score, but only five games, because I'm picking only strong people. And the engine thinks the best move with plus 0.4 is f4, which again, as in the previous scenario, makes a lot of sense. Develops bishop, fights for the center, makes a lot of sense. Also, you have a rook behind, Not sure. That rook is probably never going to move there from there, because even if you castle short, the rook is going to be there. So that's good. 1 h4 e5, queen h2, king e7. Solid. Well spotted, Ananas. Something like this happened once to me. I mean, you played the Bone Cloud with black. So the best moves from the engine's point of view are f4, knight cb3. What? Knight cb3? That's nuts. Then knight ab3, c3, and knight e3. Knight e3 is... I would never play knight e3. But okay, it thinks... I guess the engine thinks knight e3 is better than moves like e4, for example, so I guess that means something. Okay, let's see if we can have a totally different position. Let's pick the next one. I want the bishops in other places. Aha! This is a classic. This is a classic situation. Bishops in the corner. King in the center. And undefended pawns here and here. So those would be more or less the first things I would see in a position. Where the bishops are, if there's an undefended pawn, and where is the king. Or maybe first I would look for undefended pawns, then position of the bishops, and then position of the king, probably. So whenever I have bishops in the corner, I always start with, I would play f4 here, no question about it. If I have bishops in the corner, I always play this move and then this move. You know, you have to develop the bishops. It's obvious that we need to move this pawn sooner or later. The sooner the better, right? And in this case, there's even an argument to start with that one first. And to develop this bishop, you probably want to move this other pawn without blocking the other bishop. So f4, g3 makes a lot of sense, I think. Are you castling king side or queen side? That's a good question here, because if I'm gonna expose the king side a lot, maybe I castle queen side, and I will have knights in front of my king. That's an option. If I'm gonna castle king side, I probably play g3. If I'm gonna castle queen side, I might play g4 at some point instead of g3. But yeah, I don't know. What would you do? I think I would castle queen side probably in this position. I mean, not in this position, but when I have the chance. On the other hand, the bishops are obviously pointing towards the queen side, so maybe just keep the king in the center for a while. Yeah, sometimes the king in the center is exposed, and some other times it takes time to attack it, even in the center. So, yes, the Sarah once said, always castle in the direction where your knights are. So you mean like castle queenside here? Queenside maybe if my opponent doesn't get too active there, yeah. But I'm white, so I should get active first. I like queenside also better, so I would start with d4, c4, knight d3, knight c3. That's interesting, because I have this tendency to develop first the bishops, and I would start with f4. But okay, d4 makes sense because you also fight for the center. I'm a bit concerned that black might have some g5 ideas too. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's nothing. I wanted to prevent f4, but maybe I'm not even preventing it. Because knights are good defenders of the king. Yeah. One reason not to castle queenside, the bishop pair is already pointing in that direction. Yes, but so is ours. It looks like both kings are gonna be, both kings here have a tough choice, so to speak, because bishops are pointing to the queen side, but on the other hand, it looks like both sides are gonna push pawns in the king side to develop the bishop. So even if you castle king side, you're gonna take many tempi, you know, to get the bishops out, and your opponent is gonna maybe be fast to attack with pawns. So who is him? Yasser Serawan. He was talking about Yasser. Okay, cool. What do the people think in the database? Let's see. G3 is the main option. The not so main, but the one that scores the best is D4, and followed by F4, which would be my first move. Okay, and the engine thinks, look at this, wait for it. The engine thinks E4 is plus 0.6 here. Which is nuts, unless it is a bit further, and I mean, we're blocking this diagonal. So the engine says E4 plus 0.6, G3 plus 0.5, which makes more sense, and F4 plus 0.3, followed by a nice C3 and D4 with plus 0.3, all of them. So the engine thinks this position is good for white in general. Does the engine have more moves calculated? I guess. I've let the engine run at least to depth 23, if I remember correctly, sometimes more than that. This F4, F5, G3, G6 structure, or B3, B6, C4, C5 structure happens a lot in Chess960, but not normal in chess. Yeah, especially when you have bishops in the corner like this. Maybe one should start studying this type of positions when trying to improve his Chess960. Well, I think Chess960 is good for your standard chess. Ten centipawns is just an artifact of pruning. It's not calculably different. Yeah. Of course, it's not. It's striking that it thinks that this is so good for white as compared to other options. I think practicing Chess960 is good for your standard chess, because basically in chess sometimes you have a bad opening and you create problems for yourself. In Chess960 sometimes you already have the problems from the starting position and you need to come up with a solution, with the good news that your opponent has the same problems. But yeah, this position, for example, is one of those where we more or less know how are we going to develop the bishops and what is black's response to G3. Well, I guess knight C6. Yeah, in the database, knight C6 is the main move. C6 has been tried as well. Those would be my two options also. Some people played D5 and then some people played F5, which, yeah, we can understand it's no good. D5 has a good score for white in the database, but it's only a few games. Think I need sleep. See you all. Okay. See you, Bushed. Thanks for stopping by. You got no sound? Okay. So it's interesting. This position, for example, you see top games. We have Dark Ghoul against former player, and we have another game, former player against Dark Ghoul, because they rematched each other, obviously. So they repeated position. But one black player still won after f5. Yeah, that's also right. G3 f5, let's see the database. Yeah, black won in a game between two 2200s, but you know what the amazing thing is? There's two games in the database. White won after f4 and black won after bishop takes b7. Can you believe that? So the game where white realized he could take on b7, that's the game black won. Maybe it's just a flagging thing. Let's see that game. Let's see that game. Maybe it's just a 1 minute game or something. I don't know. The black player won after white took the pawn. Yes. Timeout. Yeah, it was a 30 seconds game. No, 30 seconds game, guys. G5, F4, RAR. And white lost this. Queen E2. Nah, no quality. This is 30 seconds game. Although, look at that. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this part of the game. Black was winning. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 30 seconds. Never mind. So yeah, that's a oh, let me actually, maybe I should filter when I pick my filters. Let's go back. But then I will have very few games. Time control. Yeah, let's discard bullet. Aha. Only very few games. So let's pick from 2000 and above. 1 second, I need to see a message. Okay, so that was this position. Let's see another position. And tell me, what do you think about this position while I check my message? Ah. Okay. See, for example, this position, king is already on b1. You would castle kingside. Well, there's there's something to be said about that. When you have the king on b1, you will be able to castle kingside, but it will take a lot of time. However, because the king is already in one corner, I would say castling fast is not important, as in other positions, because the king is not so exposed here as in other positions. So this is one of those positions where I think castling is not as important, not importantly to be done fast as in standard chess. Other things like oh, I cannot answer with only 2 characters. 1 second. Yeah, other things like grabbing space and developing the pieces should be done first, I think. So, for example, Yes, Karmar, I should go to sleep. I should go to sleep very soon as well. So let's do a couple of more of positions. I think we already discussed more or less everything we should be able to discuss in opening theory of 960. Maybe we can create a Chess 960 arena. What do you think? Also, there's a daily 960 arena going on right now, I think. Anyway, this is an interesting scenario. When you have a bishop in the right place, bishop on c1 is the usual place. Tell Joanna to stop spamming. Yes, she is. No, nobody. She's not spamming. Come on. Let's play an arena. Yay, arena. Everyone is asking for an arena. Okay, let's do an arena. But let me just tell this: when you have a bishop in the normal position, you can develop it as usual via fianchetto or not. That's an interesting decision to make. Also, this knight here, horrible. So who wants to play an arena and stop doing this nonsense right now? But it's going to be a Chess 960 arena, I tell you that. Okay. Let me only remind you, there's a study we created in the past. The Ananas will play in the arena, nice. Let me only remind you, there's a study we have on castling rules. Castling rules on Chess 960. I'm putting the link in the chat. Because I know some people have problems with that. Okay, let's create an arena. But no bullet bullshit. No, it's gonna be 4 minutes as usual. And I'm gonna berserk every game as usual. So my games are gonna be 4 versus 2 minutes. So, chess. Also pick one position. No, it's just gonna be a Chess 960 arena, so every position is gonna be different. Maybe I should change the title of the stream already. What? Okay, I created that by mistake. 1 second. Let me withdraw. I'm on it. Hey, Chess Hike. No, WTF doesn't mean that. It means what the fork. It means what the fork, not what you're saying. Okay, create an arena. Chess 960. Casual. Chess 960, obviously. 4 minutes. Created. All right, and right after this arena, I need to go to bed. So let's do this. Rawr. I'm gonna share the link of the arena everywhere. Chess corner. Tourneys. And someone join, please. Joey is here. Okay, we have a quote by Bobby Fischer. Lord Ananas is here. Nice. So Bobby Fischer said, Morphy was probably the greatest genius of them all. Of all the geniuses. Okay, nobody is in the arena. Fuck yeah. And the big bad is here. The big bad. Okay, thanks guys for joining and have fun. I have more than 3 minutes, so I have time to grab a fizzy water, which is, I think, required. Okay, I'll be right back. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Have fun, guys. Godfroy joined the arena as well. Godfroy, almost 2300. Isn't fizzy water on the anti-doping list? No, it's not. It's not. I mean, maybe alcohol, yes, but fizzy water, come on. I should have called the arena Tomato Arena. Bit late for that. Hey Mango Town Plaza, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Do you want to join us? We're gonna play some Chess960 here. Tourney, there's the link of the arena. And it's casual. It's gonna be fun. Chess960 is always fun. You know, sometimes we play horribly in the opening and we create problems for ourselves. Chess960 already creates them for you from the starting position. It's so funny. Shah007 joined the arena. Dun, dun, dun. Fito, you wanna play? We should name one Chess960 opening the fizzy water gambit. Yeah, let's try to do a gambit. We didn't talk anything about gambits in Chess960, but we've seen, yeah, we saw one gambit, that with f4 and bishop takes b7 and bishop takes a8. Do you remember when
10,
black won?
9, 8, 7.
Okay, there we go. Have fun, guys. And I guess I'll play nobody in the first game. Yes. Okay, I don't want to play f6, so I'll play e6, killing my bishop on g8. I thought that would happen. Okay, so far it's not the worst position ever. But it's also not comfortable. I have some minor issues. So can I do this? Interesting. Let's keep developing. Maybe 94 at some point, or knight f5. Yeah. Well, if knight f3, I have 94 maybe. Maybe I can prepare f6. Maybe it's just a bad move. So let's bring the knight somewhere. Maybe g4, rule g1. He's intending after king h1. That would make sense. Okay, so let's remove the knight from f6, or it could be hit. His bishop is not particularly good, so I don't think I want to take it for the moment. But I see how is he starting to attack me, and I'm a bit concerned. He decides to save the bishop though. g6 maybe. If h4, I trade or something. Maybe f5 is a move at some point. I play 960 Crazy House and 960 King of the Hill. Nice. On chessvariants.training. King h7, probably a bad move. Probably. I might go f5. Spin the rook here. f7 is protected. If g5, h5. Let's open the C line. Not sure what for, but let's hint at something. You'll have to take that. Or not. This position feels wrong. What? Really? Can you do that? Why? Why did I do that? And now it's going to be hard to defend that g6 pawn. Especially now. And I'm doing nothing with that knight. Oof, that. Oh, you're threatening checkmate. And I missed it. Time to resign. Good game, nobody. If I don't hang mate, I can still try to flag you. You were up on time though. Hey Melek, you wanna join us? We're playing a Chess960 arena here. So far nobody defeated me, so I'm doing fine. Nobody jokes, never old. Let's see if I get another game. I'm playing Malek. Let's go. Rar. We have all the bishops in the corners, so I guess which pawns are we going to push eventually? Castle. F6. And G6 now. Slow down. What are you trying to do to me? I'm thinking a move like E5, but it's stupid. Okay, let's do this. What? What's your trick? I don't see it. Pawn is a pawn. I was thinking C5, knight F5, but okay, I'll go back. Keep it simple. Okay, can I use my extra pawn like this and then B5? Let's try. Okay, not B5 now. That's a trapped queen. Good game, Malek. Not having material to drop is so difficult. Yeah, we should try chess Crazy House 960. That could be funny. I think I never tried it, or maybe once. Oh yeah, I tried it once, I think. I played against the Lone Wolf. I think it is fun. should try it one day. Maybe, thinking maybe on Sunday to finish the 960 week. Why not? But yeah, tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow starts the World Cadets Blitz. No, tomorrow it's Rapid. World Cadets Rapid Chess Championship. And that's tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and on Sunday I think it's the Blitz one. So I'll be covering all the games by Tihan Chernayev, and Karmar is gonna be joining me in the channel, in the voice channel. So it will be great. I think it's the first time I cover a complete tournament. One Chess960 position per day for 2.5 years. Hey, it's an option. It's an option. Oh, I didn't change the title of the stream. Thanks for reminding me. We're no longer doing opening theory. So the World Championship starts tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central European Time, which is 2:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Hey, Chesold, yet another great hat. Thank you. We have the pick hat command if you want to pick a hat. And if you want to join the tournament, here's the tourney command. We're playing 960 here. Bishops are so difficult to see. Hey, Joey, we play each other. Bishops are difficult to see. Yes. Yes, they are. Black hat, you got it. Okay. You attack my pawn, I defend it. Now that's crazy. I'm gonna trade and take the free pawn. I had my first high-rated Crazy House experience against the finisher. It was fast and painful. Yeah, at least it was fast. I mean, the finisher is an awesome play. What? Oh, you go for a trick, Joey. Okay, good try. Maybe I don't see it. Okay. I had to play c4 because c4 is explosive. Okay, that knight. Get out of my house. And now d4. The finisher is such a strong player in Crazy House. Yeah. And he was a great captain in the Crazy House League. I mean, I don't mean to talk bad of the rest, but I think he was just awesome. I don't know, here. Let's say here. Makes a bit more sense, maybe. What? Oh, it was asleep. Oh, you don't give me the chance to give my queen. Okay, GG. Sorry. That's unfortunate. I think in arenas you cannot ask for taybacks, can you? Even if it's casual. Never mind. Let's play Godfroy. So this is the 2300 guy, right? Let me see. Yes, 2292. Okay, not 23. Always play Queen E2. You're lucky you're so cute. Oh, he's copying me. Queen E7. Ah, but he's berserking as well. Okay. It's time to play C4, isn't it? And B3. And D4. And Rook E1. Rook F1 too slow because this bishop is not working yet. So let's go D4 immediately. No, Rook F1. I just understood it's not slow, and then I didn't want to play it. I'm confusing myself. Okay, let's take with the knight, maybe. Actually, both seem fine. With the knight, it's a bit strange. So let's do it because it's strange. Bishop c5, knight d3, maybe. Knight takes e4, knight takes e5. Position is crazy. That's a threat. Maybe I just play g3. This bishop is hanging here, and I don't want to play. Okay. He's gonna kill me or something. Can I play e5? Maybe knight d3 next. Actually, that I'll take. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't like it. He's still playing a bishop down, but of course he does that. Okay. Time to do something. Probably not that. Probably not that, Pepe. Now he obviously has the bishop there. I'm threatening something. He sees. I missed that. Draw. Okay, I think a draw is a good result, even though I was like 2 seconds above. I was very capable of losing that. GG Godfroy. Yeah, I could have tried bishop takes c6, rook takes c7, but I don't think that changes the evaluation of the position. It looks very drawish. If I want to establish my bishop on d5, my rook doesn't go to the back, so I need to start with bishop f3 or bishop a8, then rook e8, rook d8, and then bishop d5. But he has the 7th rank under control. I was so drawish, I think. we both took a practical option there by repeating. All right, let's see if we get another game. 11 players already in the arena. Nice. Nice. But everybody's playing again except Godfrey and me. So let's see. Let's wait. Pepe Lu casually beats 2300s. What? I didn't beat any 2300 today. I lost against nobody. And I drew against Godfrey. And I think there are no other 2300s in this arena. My bad not paying attention. Yeah. Okay, yes, you're bad. Thought you won. No. No, I went for a repetition in a position that was very equal, but I had 19 seconds left and my opponent had 17 seconds left. So, and he's doing a very solid tournament, by the way, Godfrey. 2-2-2. Okay, nobody in the lead already, so I guess I'll play him again. But nobody is not berserking. Boo! Come on, Lichess, there are 4 players waiting for a game. It's 2-2, it's easy. There we go. All right, bishops there, yes. Let's start with, I'm gonna copy you. Yeah, many provisional ratings, right? That's normal. Invariance. Not sure what I'm doing already. Okay. I was thinking about castling long, but bad idea. Ooh. That's why you played bishop e4, right? Okay, good for me. It's fine by me. I think I missed something, but he didn't do. I think I missed d5, but okay. Can I take f4 and f5? Going for it. Going for it. That's interesting. King h1 again. Well, I think 95 was probably strong. This is also strong. I mean, my idea is not working. So let's go back with that. Oh, I'm gonna lose some time, and I'm hanging everything already, so he didn't want to take, but I keep hanging it. He takes it now. Let's go here. Not good, not good. I hang that as well. He doesn't take it. I'm gonna lose some time. No. Pep, I want you to say chess moves in that tone while I fall asleep. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna offer a draw in case. No, he doesn't want the draw. Come on, nobody. Do you really expect to win this position? Obviously, he wants to flag me. That was dirty. But okay, it's the rules. I berserked. Lord Ananas. It's 24. C4. I really like the position. That's a pawn. Or maybe it's not. I think it is. I think think it is not. Yeah, I mixed the move order. Never mind. Let's remove that. Maybe we get an immediate draw here. You know. Okay, what I calculated is shit. I tell you that. What is his idea? Ah, okay. I only see a move. Lord Ananas. Yeah. What am I doing? He defended the rook and I didn't notice. Oofda. I wouldn't say it's sneaky, I just didn't. I'm the worst. I'm just the worst. What? I'm stupid. Except I'm not. Good job. Okay, let's play Godfrey again. So slow tonight. Shit! Wait, what? Allez. GG Godfrey. I've got to get ready to drive home. Thanks for the... Oh, thanks, Joey. It made my last hour fly by. Nice. Pito. Okay, Malek. There we go. E4. All right. Rar. Hey, Bobby, you want to join us? It's about to finish, though. Okay, let's play fast because I don't want to lose some time again. No thanks. Why not? It's Chess960, it's funny. It's casual. Because it's about to finish. Ah, okay, that's a good reason. I'm sorry. Yeah, I should go to try and sleep after the arena is over. Because tomorrow I need to get up very early. We're going to have this stream early in the morning, Karmar and me. 9:30, guys, 9:30 a.m. Central European Time. The World Chess Championship for cadets. Tihan is playing there. And we're gonna cover his games. Why do you stream this? What? The Cadet World Championship? Because I'm a big fan of Tihan. He played here. He came to my city to play his previous World Championship, and I follow him. So why not? It's a big event. He's one of the favorites, and many of my own followers are big supporters of him. So I think it's nice to do a small coverage if we can. It starts at 9:30 a.m. Central European Time tomorrow. The Rapid, which is 10+5, I think. And it's 4 rounds tomorrow and 5 on Saturday, or the other way around, can't remember. It lasts until 1 p.m. I think. I blundered. I'm losing a piece. I got a bit distracted, I have to say. I don't know what I'm doing. Shoot. So hard to play and talk and think and stream at the same time. What? What did I miss? Oh, you're threatening the bishop. Okay, good point. This is looking good now. Need to be careful. You had a check on the one that I missed. I need to be careful with f3, obviously. Oh, you resigned. Good game, Malek. Ah, but the arena was over. Was it? Yes, it was. The game didn't count. It's a pity because I would have been in third place. Okay. Thanks, thanks guys for participating. It was fun. I finally win a game and it's too late to count for the tournament. Yeah, big bad. That happens. Happened to me as well. Good games, guys. I'm sorry for the short stream. It wasn't so short after all, maybe 2 hours. But yeah, as I said, tomorrow I need to get up really early, so should leave. Thanks, Ananas. Yeah, congratulations to the winners. Nobody leaving the arena with a horrible, I have to say, a horrible 0% Berserk rate. Boo. Malek coming in second place. Well done, Malek. Good score there, given the field. And I think you joined late, so well done, Malek. Big Bad Chess, thanks for the follow. And Godfrey coming in third place. Very well done. I tied with him in points, but for some reason, I thought that the tie breaks are usually the ratings, but I don't know because he has a question mark. I don't, whatever. I'm in fourth place with 100% versus rate, obviously. Thanks everyone for taking part in this. Let's see who's streaming out there because we need to give some love back to the community. Berserk, I'm like 800 years old, almost blind. You're not blind, come on. Come on, you're not. You see the tactics before anyone. Blindfold chess, please. Hey, Crush King Leeches. We're really close to do a blindfolded session with Quartillo. Oh, by the way, tomorrow we have the World Championship in the morning, but we also have the Learning with Quartillo stream in the afternoon. I'll be streaming all day tomorrow. Anyway, when I reach 2,000 followers, and I think we're pretty close, we're going to do blindfolded Chess960. That's our promise. We're going to do blindfolded Chess960. Maybe very soon. Maybe in a couple of weeks. We'll see. Okay, thanks guys again. I'll see you tomorrow. As I said, I'm gonna be streaming in the morning, streaming in the afternoon. I hope to see you at some point. Have a great day. Otherwise, bye bye. Good night. Let's go watch Sludgy. Let's see what he's doing. Ciao, nobody. Thanks for the dirty flag. Very instructive. See you.